What's up, everybody? Today we'll be looking at Hayes Valley Espresso by Blue Bottle. This is one of my favorite espresso blends. I picked up a bag a week ago and went through it so quickly that I couldn't review it. I didn't have time. It's a very forgiving blend, and what I mean by that is that you can brew your coffee with a lot of different parameters and still get good results. So I've been experimenting with different water temperatures for my shots, different pull times. I haven't been experimenting too much with different weights, but most importantly, the grind. I've been able to dial in a good shot with all kinds of different grinds for this. So if you're a beginner with espresso, then I definitely recommend Hayes Valley Espresso, which is named after one of their local coffee spots here in San Francisco. And it's actually the only one that I've had the pleasure of visiting. So there's a look at the beans. It is, I would say, pretty light / medium roast. I believe these beans come from Congo is one of the places. I'll have to follow up and link that down below, put it in the description. But I'm gonna just dial in my grinder, pull a shot, and we'll take a look at it, including during the extraction, and I'll let you know what I think. Okay, so I'm pulling this shot at about 205 degrees Fahrenheit. I wanted to get a little bit lower, but I think it's going to lose some temperature as it's sitting in the reservoir and as I talk right now anyway. So here we go. Okay, so hopefully you got a look at the real shot. This is what a finished cup of espresso looks like. I didn't dump it out, so you'll just have to trust me on that one. What did I think about it? Well, this was actually the lowest temperature I extracted this espresso with to date. Normally what I do is I use the Mypressi, which you saw, and what that requires you to do is preheat the vessel for I think use boiling water to basically preheat it twice. And then what I've normally done is just use boiling water again. And the reason I do this is because it ensures that the vessel is as hot as possible, but you don't want to be using really high temperature waters. And presumably the water is cooling down as soon as it gets into the reservoir at the top. But I don't know what that temperature is, so I haven't been controlling for that variable too well. This time, however, I preheated it twice with boiling water, and then I waited for my variable temperature kettle to get down to 205 degrees Fahrenheit. I actually wanted to go lower to like 202, but again, since there's some heat loss once you add it to the reservoir, I was just hoping that I was going to lose a few degrees of heat. But we'll just say 205 on here, poured in, pulled the shot, came out in, I want to say about 25 seconds, and it was 20 grams of ground coffee. And what did I think of it? Well, it was really good. It had a nice smoky aroma. It was almost like something you would smell at a campfire or at a barbecue. So that was kind of unexpected, new, didn't really pick that up in the other times that I've sniffed it out. As far as the taste goes, I was picking up a little bitterness, and that may have been because the temperature was a little bit too high, but the overpowering citrus slash orange taste that I was picking up, I don't know exactly what fruit it was, but that definitely had a balancing effect on the bitterness. It actually exceeded the bitterness to make it an enjoyable shot. And the aftertaste, not bad, not good, not really too noticeable for me. I wasn't blown away by anything that I was picking up afterwards. I was really more impressed with the flavor itself, swishing around in my mouth and on first taste. And the mouthfeel was nice and syrupy. You saw the thick crema, which you don't want to kind of overemphasize as an indication of good espresso. Just because there's crema doesn't mean it's a good espresso, but this had a nice thick red crema and it was actually a great tasting shot. So amongst all those things, I think that, you know, the what stood out the most was the aroma, the flavor, and the acidity. The body was also great, and the only thing I think the shot was really lacking was an aftertaste. But again, this is a very forgiving blend, and you can experiment with all kinds of different variables, such as, you know, a finer grind, a coarser grind. I'm not saying that you should go really coarse or really fine, but if you don't hit it right on the mark right away, you'll still be able to get something good, or at least the chances are higher. And the same thing goes with the water temperature. As I said, I was originally using very hot water for my shots, but still getting great results. So I would give this one a try for sure. Full endorsement. Probably my favorite to date. So thanks for watching, and subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below if you haven't done so already. Thanks.